What's going on, everybody? Welcome in Thursday night live stream here for Fantasy Alarm. I'm your host, Howard Bender. With me, of course, Jen Piacenti. She had a little bit of work done. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in Thursday night live stream. She traded in her long flowing blonde locks for this guy, John Pemba.
She might want to sue if she got some work done and ended up looking like this. So, Howard, great to be on with you today.
Yeah, appreciate you jumping in last minute here. For those of you out there who, who are just joining us and wondering what the hell is going on, well, here you go. This is what's going on. Jen's having some technical difficulties with her internet, and we decided that it would be better to look at John here as opposed to Jen. Like that.
Yep.
So there you go. Appreciate everybody joining us here. John and I are still going to do the podcast for Fantasy Alarm, but I mean, listen, you know what? This is a great time to get those questions in. I know you got those hard start sit questions here for tonight's action. Why don't we talk about a little bit about tonight's game here, John, before I'll let those questions build up for you here. You got Seahawks favored by 1.5, over-under's 49. It's in Seattle. What's your general take here?
I mean, I've been all season. I've generally taken the under in these Thursday night games. Obviously, last week wasn't an under hit. I think the over might have hit by halftime in that game between the Packers and Eagles. This one's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, you have a short week, divisional rival game here. You have the Rams coming off that game, which they allowed 50-something points to Tampa, scored just as many, but now they're going in to a Seattle team that's really squeaked by in some of their wins here against some pretty bad opponents. They face the Bengals, the Steelers, the Cardinals. I think the Rams are going to cover this one here. The pointing, I don't know if it's going to go to 49. I don't know if Seattle's going to be able to score on this Rams defense. It was last week a fluke. The Rams really not good defensively anymore. So for me, I'm still going to take the Rams here with the points. I don't know where I'm going to go with that over. I still may lean under just because Thursday is kind of in the way the trend is.
I'm leaning on the under as well. I got Seattle in this one here, only because, I mean, listen, I'll tell you, I worry about Jared Goff in Seattle. I worry about him coming back off the short week. Yeah, things looked great against Tampa's defense, which obviously it's improved from where they were, but they're still not that strong of a defense. I mean, that's just still Vernon Hargreaves, over on the and then Carlton Davis on the other side of the field as their cover corners. So I don't love them a lot. And, again, the problem is that I think that you could have some trouble here just in the sense of Jared Goff reading defenses, Pete Carroll knowing a little bit more about
the defense. It's McVay reads the defense and then tells Goff where to throw the football. So
right, but they turn off the helmet at 15 seconds. So now all of a sudden, if Pete Carroll mixes it up a little bit, which is something that we've seen a lot of defensive coordinators do right now, and not really reveal what they're doing until the very last possible second against the Rams, then that's really where I'm at there. I'm off the running backs here. I just put in a showdown slate lineup, and I never play the showdown slate because I wanted to make sure that I put Malcolm Brown in my captain's chair and that I use Rashad Penny instead of using Chris Carson. The short week, what we've seen from running backs on a short week here on a Thursday night game kind of tilts me towards using, thinking that the Rams are going to end up trying to utilize Malcolm Brown a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely limited Gurley, as they said, but I mean, the carries for the most part still haven't been terrible for him. Obviously only 5 carries against Tampa Bay, but I mean, that was just a shootout. He still had 7 catches on 11 targets, so the fantasy points are still there for him. But I mean, 14, 16, 14 carries, so far the first 3 games of the season. Yeah, it's not the 20-plus we're used to him seeing, but we're still seeing around almost 20 touches a game for Gurley there. So I still like him. His involvement with the passing game, is encouraging. I think they should go more to that if they won't want to, run him so much between the tackles. He's proven to be a really good pass catcher. So I definitely like still using Gurley here because I think he's part of that offense. And, Brown obviously is a great play in terms of capping chair because if he goes ahead and vultures 2 touchdowns like he did in week 1, you got a really good cheap play there in your captain's share. A lot of points going that way.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm fine with Gurley and the production that we've seen out of him. I mean, yes, obviously there are going to be games that he's going to look terrible. I'm just really leery about the short week here. I mean, obviously, and he took a lot of heat in the media room just answering questions about his knee leading into the short game to the point where he got really pissed and frustrated by it, which tells me that it is bothering him and that it is a concern of his. And please stop asking me so I don't have to keep admitting the fact that I have arthritis in my knee and I'm not going to do anything remotely what I used to do. What about the passing game here? If you're favoring the Rams, do you think Jared Goff does okay here? And which receivers is he looking at most?
Yeah, I kind of said actually, in a text conversation with, Fantasy Lions Andrew Cooper earlier, preseason, I was like, is Cooper Kupp maybe going to be the leading receiver on the Rams this year? And he kind of figured it might have been Cooks. I mean, Goff and Kupp just have this connection where, they know where to go. He's definitely a safety blanket. We've seen that production out of Kupp this year. Incredible. Last 3 games, 121, 101, 120 in terms of yardage. The targets are there for him. So definitely big on the receiving core that the Rams have. Because, you have Kupp and then he's flanked by Woods and Cooks. Those 3 are probably the best trio maybe in the NFL in terms of pure talent at the receiver position. It is really depending on whether or not Goff can get them the ball consistently enough. They're letting him throw enough. That's part of the fact of them tailoring back some of Gurley's production. It's whether or not the Goff can actually evolve. Once, like you said, they shut off the microphone, and now he's got to read defenses and understand where to go with the football. And I think that's partial why we see Kupp getting so many targets and passes, is because if anything, he knows where Kupp's going to be. He doesn't have time to wait for the longer routes to develop there with Cooks or Woods and read that defense. So, I definitely think Kupp and Goff are a good stack tonight, but they just have better receivers, in my opinion, on that Ram side. Wilson is playing out of his mind again to start the year. 8 touchdowns, no interceptions, super efficient. You just wonder if Lockett's going to be able to, run through this defense, and if Metcalf can do a little bit more than run straight. So
he's really good at running north-south.
Really good at running straight fast. Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. A little bit of breakdown for tonight. Now we've got we're broadcasting live here on Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook. So you're more than welcome to chime in with any kind of questions you got. And lo and behold, here we go, John. Are you ready?
Bring them. That's what I'm here for.
It's a little rapid fire here, man. It looks like a busy chat. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Full point PPR. I need 3. Mike Evans, Tyler Boyd, Tyrell Williams, Stephon Diggs, Demarcus Robinson, Brandon Cooks, and Golden Tate.
I'm going to go with those first 3. I actually think I answered that in our subscriber chat before I jumped on here. Same question. So go with Evans, Boyd, and whoever that third one was there in that.
Tyrell Williams.
Tyrell Williams. There you go.
All right. Don Green wants to know Goff or Phillip Rivers. Opponent has Kupp if it matters. Before you answer that one, does it matter if his opponent has Cooper Kupp as to who you're starting?
I don't usually play too much into it unless, obviously it helps that whatever points that Kupp gets, you get a little bit of that action too. That being said, I still think I'm probably going to lean Rivers here in this matchup. Again, Thursday games for me, I don't like them. So I'll go Rivers there.
All right. Full point PPR. Need 2 running backs. Chubb, Gallman, Barclay if he plays, Breida, and Ronald Jones.
So they already said they're targeting Barkley's return for week 6. So I think Gallman's safe again for this upcoming week. So let's see. We'll have – what was that first one?
Gallman and Chubb?
Gallman and Chubb, I think, is where we're going, yeah.
Gallman Chubb is where we're going. Who to start the flex here? Damian Williams, Cole Beasley, or Carlos Hyde?
If Damian Williams plays, I'd go back to him. He practiced today. So, I have no problem going and getting some action there on that Chiefs offense.
Yeah, so, especially when you're looking at the other options, Cole Beasley and Carlos, I can't get on board with that. The Stephon Diggs news. How funny is the Stephon Diggs stuff? Listen, funny in the sense of really Buffalo is now, and I said this to Jen earlier before we were on the air, being dealt to Buffalo is the NFL's equivalent of you just wait till your father gets home. Like when your mom's super mad at you, and she hits you with that, you just wait till your father gets home. It's like, oh, really? You want to trade out of Minnesota? Oh, we'll trade you to Buffalo. We'll send you
it used to be the Cleveland Brown punishment. If you want to go somewhere, they send you to Cleveland. It is funny. The Steelers dealt Antonio Brown to Buffalo for about 8 hours this offseason. Then he threw a tantrum, and they ended up not following through that deal. I don't blame him. I mean, is it the offense or is it Cousins there? Like, what's the deal with that? Is it just they don't want Cousins. They want to get the ground attack, protect Cousins a little bit, but you have 2 elite receivers. You should be making your offense more dynamic and adding Cook while he's healthy into that instead of risking him getting hurt by running him 30 times a game. So I'd be pretty pissed if I'm Thielen or Diggs too.
Sure, I would be pissed as well. I'm looking at a ton of video, and I see just the Cousins just missing reads all over the place. It's not even just Thielen and Diggs. He's missing, he's missing Kyle Rudolph up the seam. He's missing Dalvin Cook on a block and release. I mean, it's bad.
Yeah,
it's very bad, and I do think it's Kirk Cousins. Rashad Penny as a flex PPR versus Miles Sanders or DJ Moore.
I think I would go Moore this week over the other 2.
Would you drop Greg Olsen to snag Tyler Eifert? Oh, he says you are the tight end whisperer, so I guess that's me. And yeah, I would. Until Arizona can stop the tight end or keep the tight end from scoring, I don't see one reason not to target it on a regular basis. Tyler Eifert should have had a touchdown this last game. Just bounced right off his fingertips in the end zone. So, yeah, I'm going over there. Here we go. Trying to decide if I should play Robert Woods tonight or wait till Ridley or Alshon. Which one do you guys think?
I like Alshon versus the Jets. How do you feel about them this week, right? That's the play.
Anybody against the Jets.
Yeah.
True. I'd wait on Alshon. How are you feeling about Keyshawn Johnson this week? Sneaky or not worth it?
I actually picked him up in a league where I had some buys that I had to do a fill in there. I mean, he got, I think it was like 10 targets in week 1 or something crazy like that, and then kind of fell off the wayside, but no Kirk. They're going to have to fill in that somewhere, so I think Keyshawn could be the first guy to get that crack.
No doubt. Should I drop Delaney Walker and pick up Eifert? I'm 1-3, and I've got Herndon on the bench.
I mean, I guess Walker's the better overall player rest of season. If you're just looking for a week-to-week hit, sure, but I mean, Delaney Walker isn't. Tyler Eifert can't do anything Delaney Walker isn't going to do. So, purely based off matchup, you can. Who the Titans playing this week? They got Buffalo. Yeah, I guess. I don't love it, but yeah, go Eifert if you really need the touchdown there.
Yeah, agreed. Russell Wilson or Lamar Jackson this week? Also, which one should I keep for the long run? Okay.
Yeah.
Before you give your Wilson versus Lamar, let me just say this to everybody out there. Rest of season in football doesn't work. Rest of season in baseball, perfectly fine. Rest of season in basketball, 100%. Rest of season in football doesn't work because this game is so purely based on matchups. There are so many ridiculous injuries that so much can change. A guy could look phenomenal for weeks 4, 5, and 6 and be atrocious for 10, 11, and 12 because all of a sudden their offensive line gets decimated. You can't sit there and base it on that. If you're trying to be proactive and look ahead a week or 2. Don't look ahead to your fantasy playoffs right now. Your focus right now should be on getting into your fantasy playoffs, and that means winning now, not sitting there worried about who's got what schedule in week 14 and 15. Another reason to just get rid of Kareem Hunt off your stupid roster, people. But I digress. Now,
touchy subject Wilson, there, Howard.
What's that?
Touchy subject there. A lot of
you answer it enough times that you just get to the point where you're like, I can't do this anymore. It's just
are in similar positions then, right? You understand? Or not Diggs, Gurley there then, right? Keep on getting asked the same thing over and over again. Just getting irritated about it.
You know what? When they kick Gurley off of the media dais because he's answered too many questions in a 24-hour span, then we can compare the two.
That's fine.
He got nothing on me. Now, what do you want, Russell Wilson or Lamar Jackson?
Oh, I mean, Lamar, obviously. I mean, it's to me, his upsides, he's solved the I can't throw thing. I mean, even in games where, last week 70% against Cleveland, he's running the ball like he was the year before. He has weapons that he can target now. So, yeah, Lamar Jackson, easy. I mean, I like Russell Wilson. Don't get me wrong here, but I think overall, You're giving that Division 2. I'm going to go Lamar here.
I like it. Will Dissly or Austin Hooper? You haven't answered that question at all in chat, have you?
Only a few times today have I answered Will Dissly and Austin Hooper. I've gone Hooper with that question a few times here against Houston because again I just am weary of this Thursday night game. But I mean it's hard to argue with the Dissly production, right? He's getting targeted often here by Russell Wilson. So maybe Dissly is a safer play if we're talking seasonal or DFS. I don't know. Like Hooper could be a DFS GPP play and Dissly a cash game. If you're going seasonal, you had to make a move. Just stick with who's on your roster. Unless you have 2 tight ends, then
I was adding into the watch list this morning, and I had the epiphany, like Dirk Cutter now running the offense in Atlanta. Okay, Bruce Arians doing his thing in Tampa Bay. Bruce Arians, when he was with Arizona, never utilized his tight end. O.J. Howard never being utilized. Dirk Cutter had all these amazing things for O.J. Howard, and it was going to be just this huge, fantastic pass-catching tight end. He now takes all of that over to Atlanta. So were we wrong on draft day? Should we have said that Austin Hooper was the guy to take and not O.J. Howard? Reverse their ADPs?
I mean, if you looked at the statistical breakdown in terms of last year, and I think like PPR leagues, Austin Hooper was actually one of the top scoring PPR tight ends, in terms of catches and yardage. So I mean, maybe we should have been more on Hooper than we were because I mean he's going late in drafts.
Here's the reason I'm the tight end whisperer. He is.
Yep.
Is Dissly a good play tonight or Eifert? Again, we think Disley's a decent play here, but if you're looking for that, just 1 week wonder, might as well just ride the Tyler Eifert train.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with you.
PPR, need 2 of these. Alshon Jeffrey, Odell Beckham, or DJ Chark.
Alshon Jeffrey, and who's this? Odell Beckham, you said?
I did say Odell Beckham.
Yeah, I'll do those 2 over Chark.
Is Odell Beckham an every week start for you?
So, I mean, like, I'm not a big Baker Mayfield fan, but you can't, where you took Odell Beckham, you have to play him every week. The upside for him is too great to leave on your bench. So, yeah, got to throw him in there.
At what point do you stop saying, well, I took him in the second round, therefore I've got to play him all the time? I'm just curious.
It's more so like he has that talent. Like, he's that good of a player. It's not like, I don't know. I mean, I understand the sake you're 4 weeks in. You're like, well, it doesn't really matter where you drafted guys. But, I mean, I still think it's early enough, and the guy has the upside. And he's put up good numbers at times for me to, he's not worth putting on your bench. I mean, that'd just be silly. It'd be like everybody benched Mike Evans because of 2 weeks of bad production. He goes and pops off. Like, that's the upside with Beckham. So keep playing him. You got to get the value out of him. You're going to get him in your lineup. You can't have it on your bench.
Sure. Dude, people are dropping Mike Evans.
I know. It's crazy.
Okay. Here we go. I need a tight end. Are you still using whoever plays the Cardinals? Yes. Tyler Eifert. That's the guy you want.
We need to get a whiteboard so we can just write it behind us.
Right? If Eifert is not available, how about this? Witten, Burton, Jimmy Graham, McDonald, or Fant? So
Graham is interesting to me if Adams sits, right? Like,
absolutely. Absolutely.
He had a good week last week, and I think I would go Jimmy Graham if that Adams news turns south there.
Agreed. Robert Woods or DJ Moore or John Brown?
I would go Woods in that group.
Me too. What about Robert Woods, Mike Williams, Will Fuller, John Brown, Geronimo Allison?
That's a good one. I like Woods still, and Fuller is intriguing to me in the matchup that he has against Atlanta. I'd probably still go Woods, but it's close. We both like Allison. We talked about it before. It's almost the same thing we talked about Graham a second ago. Just the opportunity of passes opening up with Adams being gone, but he'd probably rank third there for me.
Beautiful. Chris Carson, Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler, Todd Gurley, Leonard Fournette. Need 2 of them.
It's a good group of running backs to have. So it's good.
Yeah.
I probably would go. I think they're just going to keep feeding Fournette, so I like Fournette. And did you say Aaron Jones is there too?
I did.
Yeah, I'll go those 2.
Yep. I agree. Dak Prescott or Aaron Rodgers?
Prescott.
Prescott. They're playing each other.
Yeah, they are.
Be interesting.
Yeah, I like it because they're in Dallas, and they might get Gallup back. I think he's going to Gallup back. So
yeah, I don't know. Gallup still hasn't run at full speed yet. That should be interesting. Calvin Ridley or Robert Woods?
I would go. I like Ridley. I'd go Ridley.
Ridley for me as well. Richard Pelletier wants to know, drop Ajayi? I hoped for us upside, but it's crickets. How is Ajayi still a thing?
He's on a team. He hasn't been on a team all year.
Right, I don't get it. He just just made an announcement that he thinks that he's ready to play football again. Yeah, drop him. It's the same. People have you're sitting there with AB on their team still. I don't understand that one either. Dynasty League. I've got Ray Rice. Should I keep him?
Nope.
Too soon. Half point PPR. Need one from the scrap pile. I don't even. Whaler? Wow. I don't know. Would that be Griffin Whalen maybe? I don't know. Waller? Geronimo or Auden Tate? That's not really much of a scrap heap.
No, I mean, I go with Tate in this matchup. If I'm going.
Right? I like that. That Cincy-Arizona game.
Yeah.
That's going to
bite us. I was surprised how lack of waiver action he had, actually. I play in some pretty active leagues, and he's pretty much sitting out there for me to grab pretty easily this week. So I picked him up. Again, bye week. So mid-bye weeks. I figured everybody would be all over Auden Tate, and it just didn't seem to be the case. So
I thought it was weird also. I mean, especially going up against Arizona when they're not very good. You got to figure if Patrick Peterson's back, he's going to be monitoring Boyd.
Is he back? I thought he was still suspended.
I thought he was suspended for 4 weeks, right?
No, it was 6. Did he appeal? Did that get knocked
Peterson,
down?
4 or 6. Either way, I'll tell you. I even if it is, I still think Auden Tate is a great play this week.
No, for sure. I mean, I think the offensive players are huge in that one. So I definitely look to target that game.
Let me look up Peterson. Let me just look him up right now. I thought it was down at 4. I could be wrong.
I've always appeal these things, so it could be. I don't know.
Oh yeah, first 6 games. Jeez, Arizona's gonna suck.
Yeah. Not good. No. I do like David Johnson a lot this week, though. Cincinnati allowed 16 catches to running backs last week, and Samuels and Connor. So yeah, give me a lot of David Johnson ownership this week.
Oh, he's gonna be chalky as all hell.
Yeah, has to be.
Goff or Brissett?
Goff.
Agreed. Oh, sorry. I know you answered sit Cooks for Tyrell Williams, but just noticed that he didn't participate in practice today. Tyrell, no practice in London today. You still say Tyrell over Cooks?
Well, if you don't have any other option, then no. Play Cooks and be safe with it.
Oh, he had like 20 options.
Oh.
Remember, it was Evans and Boyd we agreed on. Then it was Tyrell, Diggs, Cooks, Tate, and Demarcus Robinson.
Yeah, I think I would play Cooks then. I still like Cooks over Diggs and Tate and all them. So if you're worried about Tyrell, go play Cooks.
Russell or Jared Goff? We said Russell, right? Or did you say Jared Goff? Who do you like?
No, I said Goff. I just like the weapons that they have there.
You like Goff? I like Wilson tonight. I'll just say that. So sorry, Cody. We're split. Todd Gurley or Wayne Gallman?
Gurley.
Cooks tonight or Josh Gordon?
I would go Cooks. Gordon's banged up a little bit too, and I think the Patriots could just get out to a big lead, and end up seeing a lot of like Jacoby Myers this weekend or something like that, and they kind of rest some of those guys. So
Jacoby Myers, I was dying for him to be a thing last week until Edelman got back to practice.
Yeah, I mean, they're still banged up, and they have all these cake schedules. I mean, like, it's just, I don't know.
I don't know either. Thanks, guys. Great voice, Howard. Is there something different about my voice right now, John?
Nope, sounds the same to me.
All right. Would you like to pick up Ronald Jones or Peyton Barber?
Ronald Jones. He just has the upside. They drafted him. Peyton Barber averages like 3.5 yards a carry for his career. Eventually, that Jones' skill should shine over that. So,
thoughts on Rashad Penny over Chris Carson just for tonight? I mean, I like it for like a showdown slate if you want to go against the grain here, but I wouldn't start Penny over Carson in seasonal.
No, you gotta go Carson. I mean, and they continue to like champion Carson too. Like even through all the fumbles and everything like that, it could be lip service. They don't want to bash him, but they're pretty stand put with him being their guy. So gotta go Carson.
Gotcha. Waller, Geronimo, or Auden Tate. We already answered that one. Kyler Murray over Dak Prescott. What do you think?
If there's ever a week for Kyler Murray to do anything, it's this week against Cincinnati, right? So, sure. I'm okay with it. They're going to have to throw. As I just mentioned, I think he's going to throw a lot possibly to David Johnson and get the points there. So, sign me up for some Kyler.
Right. Is Woods a good play tonight or start someone similar? Well, we can't answer that question because we don't know who your other players are and we don't know if they're similar or not. So if you want to ask a start-sit question, is Woods a good play for tonight? Sure. I mean, at times, I'm sure he's going to be good. But is there somebody out there that you might have who has a better matchup? I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah.
You tell me. Oh, man, we're loaded over here. Let me go over to a little Facebook here so we're not ignoring these guys. Oh, let's see. Half point PPR, 1 and 3 record. Wow, with all the injuries shot, can we just you guys just get to the question here?
You don't want the story, Howard?
I don't need the 20-minute story here. All right? Should I play DK Metcalf tonight and see how the wide receivers play out later? What? I don't understand this question here. Keenan Allen, Juju Smith-Schuster, Diggs, A-Rob needs what? Jeff, you need to re-ask this question.
You shouldn't have to ask to play Keenan Allen either. They should be like Keenan Allen, yes. The number 2 guy you mentioned, probably yes. And then like ask us between the 2 other guys we have left over. So.
Yeah, I mean Keenan Allen and Juju, yes, play them both. And then is your question Juju is Diggs, A-Rob, or Landry? That's a legit question there.
It is.
Diggs, A-Rob, or Landry.
Landry didn't practice. I think I saw it today, so I'm kind of down on that one. A-Rob with Chase Daniel, or you have Diggs and an offense. I'm going to go with Diggs. I think, and I put Cousins in the playbook, they have to throw more this week, right? Like, they just have to, like, open the offense a little bit, or else there's going to be, like, a mutiny here. So, I think I would go Diggs.
All right. Need 2 wide receivers and a flex from Lockett, Cooks, DJ Moore, DJ Chark, Sterling Shepard, or Josh Gordon. Oh, also throw in Aaron Jones and Ronald Jones in there too. So, all right, let's just say Aaron Jones in the flex.
Yeah, Aaron Jones in the flex.
Lockett, Cooks, DJ Moore, Chark, Shepard, Gordon.
I would go with Lockett and Shepard.
Lockett and Shepard. I like that. Full PPR, DK tonight or Deontay Johnson on Sunday?
DK.
Okay. Need 2. Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, Cortland Sutton, and Tyler Boyd.
Boyd and Jeffrey.
Boyd and Jeffrey, I agree. Ben Watson or Delaney Walker? What are your Pats gonna do with Watson now?
Use him, I assume. I mean, right? He's they haven't really targeted the tight end too much. I mean, they use Lacoste, but then he got hurt. Yeah, I mean, I think because of everybody else being injured a little bit too, like Edelman's still dealing with his thing. Gordon's got a leg or knee or something that's kept him limited at practice. If Watson's active on the field, I think he's going to get, maybe probably like 5 or 6 looks at him. So that being said, I'd still probably go at Walker over Watson this week until we figure it out because I don't know.
Agreed. Also for Darryl Rule, I'll just say it. Aaron Jones over Ronald Jones this week. How solid am I with Penny over Carson in the showdown? Again, it's just simply it's a gut feel on the way running backs do on a short week with the 22 carries that Carson had this past week, with the fact that I do think that both offenses are more inclined to pass than to run the ball. It puts Penny on the field a little bit more for me. Strictly a DFS play to try and go against the grain because people are going to use Carson because he gets all the touches.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Let's see. Got offered Tyreek Hill for Chris Godwin. Thoughts?
Why would you trade Godwin?
Because you get Tyreek Hill in like a couple of weeks, maybe, right?
Well, even if Hill comes back this week, like, what's Godwin done to deserve getting shipped? You know, like, he's giving you exactly probably what Hill's going to give you probably the rest of the year. So, go ahead.
PPR, DJ Moore, Hollywood Brown, Michael Gallup, Golden Tate, Demarcus Robinson. He needs 2.
I'd go Moore and Brown.
Moore and Brown. Better bench stash, Madison or Malcolm Brown? I'm assuming he doesn't have Cook or Gurley.
Probably Malcolm Brown.
Probably. Should I start Damian Williams or Cortland Sutton in the flex?
Yeah, Williams is active. I'd go that route, but I really like Cortland Sutton. He's the guy I took a lot late in a lot of drafts this year. That's seemingly worked out pretty well.
Flex play in DFS, stack Brissett with Zach Pascal, or do you just use Hollywood Brown?
Brown. I mean, Hilton came back today, so I'm not on Pascal. So.
There you go. Rashad Penny or Jordan Wilkins, flex standard.
I mean, you have to use Penny unless you find out that Mac isn't going to play. Do you have time to? I mean, I guess if you don't have time, right, to wait out the Mac news, you have to play Penny tonight. So
yeah, definitely. Unless if you have a pivot, then we can talk about it. Mac, Diggs, Fuller, Shepard. Pick 2. Mac if he's playing.
Yeah, Mac if he's playing. Probably Fuller and Diggs if I had to pick it. I think Rhodes is probably going to be on Shepard, so it could be tough.
Okay. PPR flex, Diggs, Shepard, or Tevin Coleman?
You only need one? I'd probably go... That's good. I don't think I can trust Coleman coming back there. Probably go Diggs.
I'd go Diggs as well. Auden Tate or Tyrell Williams?
Tate, apparently, because Williams isn't practicing, so... Plus Arizona.
Rashad Penny or Jordan Wilkins? Again, we just did.
Yeah, same. I was gonna say trick question. Same question.
Are we asking these questions multiple times, people? Come on,
Probably.
Come on. Only ask it once. Ronald Jones or DJ Chark in the flex?
I think I would go. I think Chark probably gets. Do you think Chark gets Lattimore, or do you think that he probably does? Right on the outside there.
I do.
Yeah, I probably have to go Jones.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, here's one that I don't.
Chark isn't playing New Orleans, so
no. Who's Yeah, it's Carolina against
Carolina.
them.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of leaning Jones here.
I still think I go Jones. That could be a shootout there, sort of. Not that Bridgewater gets into shootouts, but I still think there could be a good offensive upside there for Jones.
Tweezer or Tweezer reprise?
Reprise?
I don't know, man. I mean, you could go with like a good solid 40-minute jam on Tweezer. Tweezer reprise, I mean, it's 2.5 minutes of pure bliss. So you tell me.
I don't even know what you're referencing, so.
That's a question in chat, dude. It's a question here. You need to be able to, I'll tell you what, you go back, you research it, and then you come back and talk to me.
Weezer, right? This is Tweezer?
Oh, Tweezer.
Google brings up a lot of things, nothing that I know about.
Shady over Jalen Samuels for Scott Everett. Drop Darrell Williams for either Gus Edwards or Malcolm Brown. Yes. If you have Ingram, get Edwards. If you have Gurley, get Brown. But Darrell Williams, once Damian Williams is back, is dunzo.
Remember when everybody was drafting Thompson? Everybody was all over drafting Thompson. I can't even get on the field, so...
DJ Chark and Ronald Jones. What again? See, we're asking the same questions over multiple platforms here. Ronald Jones. Trade question was just offered Calvin Ridley for Shady McCoy and Auden Tate. I have Zeke and Cook.
Shady McCoy for who?
It's McCoy and Tate. Give them up for Ridley. He's already got Zeke and Cook hanging out in his running back spots.
Yeah, I guess you could get Ridley because Tate probably. I mean, well, if AJ Green ever comes back, Tate's going to lose value there. So, and Williams coming back probably hurts McCoy. So, Go for it.
All right. Lockett or Shady?
Lockett.
PPR flex.
Lockett.
Gallup, Mecole Hardman, or Robbie Anderson, half-point PPR?
Well, you said Gallup's not running full speed yet, so I guess we would go Hardman.
That is correct. All right, let's see. Where else were we here? Trade Chris Carson and DJ Moore for David Montgomery and MVS or Ridley.
I mean, I'm a Montgomery truther. As soon as they start giving him touches, then I think he'll be good. I still think I might keep Carson and Moore, though, over that grouping.
Carson and Moore. There you go. Agreed. Gurley or Shady McCoy?
Gurley.
Full point PPR need 2 wide receivers and a flex from the following. You might want a pen and paper for this one here.
Oh, yeah.
You ready? Because you need 2 wide receivers and a flex.
All right, I'm ready.
Tyler Lockett, Brandon Cooks, DJ Moore, DJ Chark, Sterling Shepard, Josh Gordon.
You need 3 of those guys, 2 and a flex?
2 and a flex.
I would go Lockett, Cook, and Chark.
There you go. Do I go Goff tonight? Who the hell keeps messaging me here? These people are nuts.
Not me.
Do I go Goff tonight or do I play Jimmy Grapes on Monday?
Oh, that's interesting. I think I go Goff. Still go Goff.
Going Goff. Interesting. Sorry, I'm just trying to get between the different pages here and not repeat questions. Jameis Winston or Jacoby Brissett?
Winston.
I think you've asked this question. Kyler Murray or Dak Prescott?
Kyler.
Jacobs, Fuller, Ridley, Carson. You need 1 flex, 1 running back.
Jacob, Fuller, Ridley, Carson. I'm going to go with Carson and Ridley. Running
back spot here. Miles Sanders, Chris Thompson, or Rashad Penny?
Sanders.
Wilson or Brissett?
Wilson.
Jeffrey or Fitzgerald?
That's good. Jeffrey.
DJ Moore or Cole Beasley?
Moore.
Fuller, Brown, John Brown, or Geronimo Allison?
I would go Fuller unless I know that Josh Allen plays. Then I have interest in Brown there.
Winston or Rodgers?
Winston.
Fuller or Disley? Half point. It's a 1.5 for tight ends.
I might go Disley in that matchup then. I think he can still get some decent usage here tonight.
Gotcha. John Barclay's looking forward to week 10. John, don't look to week 10 right now. The last thing you want to do is hold
6 weeks away.
Right? You want to hold Brissett sitting on your bench, eating up a bench spot because you want to use him against Miami in week 10? No, dude, just take a step back.
Unless he matches up with the bye week of your current quarterback, then it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, there you go. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, all right, listen, John Barclay over here. Yes, because I don't want to have to read this over and over again. And guys, when we're doing the live stream, we're answering questions here. You guys got to be just straight and to the point with your question. It's a start-sit question. That's what we're here for right now. Where the live stream is not intended to do full breakdowns and evaluations of your teams. There are too many questions coming in. There's a time constraint here as we have only 10 minutes to go in this live stream.
Go to subscriber chat.
Exactly. Go to subscriber chat, fantasyalarm.com, and you can talk to somebody right over there. These live streams are strictly for start-sit work, especially for games that are starting tonight. So, not trying to be a douche or anything, but we can't sit here and try and help you work out trades for your team while people are trying to make a lineup deadline here. Landry or Miles Sanders?
I mean, you have to use Sanders because you want to know if Landry's going to play till Monday, probably. So,
Right. Trade offer Jones for Mixon PPR. Well, I have no idea which Jones, John Bruno. So if you want to tell us which Jones it is, there's more than one Jones in the NFL.
And if it's running back for running back, I would just rather keep Aaron. So
Russell Wilson or Phillip Rivers?
Rivers.
Yes.
It's got to be Julio Jones, that last question, right? Julio Jones for Joe Mixon.
I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. How do you know?
Well, why would you trade running back for running back?
Because people do that all the time. I asked that same question. Why would you trade position for position like that? It makes no sense. I mean, unless you're sitting there and you're like, wow, this guy's, offering me Julio Jones for Deontay Johnson, then it's a different story there. Your legal veto it, but, whatever.
Probably.
All right, so no questions there. I think it is. It's Aaron Jones, not Julio Jones.
So it's running back for running back. Just keep Aaron Jones. Why would you want to sell low, buy low, and Mixon? I don't know. Just keep Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I thought Mixon might be an upgrade. No, definitely not an upgrade here. I mean, you got to just take a look at that Cincinnati offensive line. It's atrocious, and they're not doing anything to really make it better. So. Yeah, I would definitely, especially with the heavy ground attack that Matt LaFleur is doing. That's
he's getting in the end zone. So as long as he keeps scoring touchdowns, then that offense is going to move the football. So
yeah, I agree completely. All right, well, look at that, John. I think we've gotten through all the questions there.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about? I don't know, John. What do you want to talk about? Final thoughts here. Put a showdown slate together for me tonight. Who do you like?
Put a showdown slate? Right. Give me a second. Let me pull up something. I'll throw something together. I'm usually a big fan of throwing in kickers and defenses in my showdown slates, but I don't know if this is necessarily going to be one of those games. I guess you could probably go Zerline for your showdown tonight. So. You put Brown, you said, as your guy. That's not terrible.
I didn't even think about throwing down Zerline in there in my lineup. Good call. You know what? I'm going to it right now as we speak because I was looking at it and I'm like, well, I like the under in this game, but I'm looking at a number of things.
I think Cooper Kupp is probably my champion or captain or whatever you're going to do. Use Zerline as a money saver there if you want. I mean, there's still some cheap guys there too. So, I mean, if you want to go ahead, probably go with Disley as my Seahawk guy to come back as part of the stack. Gurley, Carson. There we go. Beautiful. So I have Cooper Kupp in my champion spot. I play on DraftKings. Howard's more of a FanDuel. We switch back and forth. But I got Cooper Kupp. Greg Zerline, Will Disley, Todd Gurley, Carson, and Metcalf. 3 from each team going back and forth for you there.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I just changed mine to I'm leaving Brown in the captain spot. Russell Wilson, Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks, Metcalf, and Zerline. And now I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to go buy a whole mess of scratchers and see if I can't win millions of dollars that way too.
You should. I
got just as good a chance, if not better.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I try to tell everybody who asks us these questions, they're fun to play for sure, but don't over invest yourself in these type of contests. They're lottery tickets. Even if you win, you and 35,000 other people are going to have the same lineup. So you're not really going to win the $100,000 or whatever it is that you're in. So, have a little fun with it. Give you a little action to watch these Thursday night games, which are at least are getting better. The first couple were just absolute brutal watches. At least it was scoring last week. And Rams Seattle being a divisional game should at least be entertaining.
Let's hope so. Yeah. Let's hope so. Any concern that Juju hasn't practiced yet this week? That's a question from Jeff Hero.
I mean, anytime a guy's not practicing, you have to be concerned. I'm more really concerned about that so far, how that offense is kind of gone with Rudolph under center. You don't really want to see 16 catches by your running backs. You kind of want to see some of those go into your receivers. So,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, so makes you wonder if they're really going to let him throw yet. So maybe they get down in the red zone and he can throw 5-yard outs to Juju there, but definitely not Big Ben under center, just waiting and throwing downfield. So maybe that playbook develops a little bit more as the season moves on, but have to be concerned about a guy not playing. We're on Thursday here, so
All right, a couple of questions squeezed in here. Emmanuel Sanders or Robert Woods?
I would go Manny Sanders. I like the receivers that Denver has. So
start 2 out of 3 full point PPR: DeMarcus Robinson, Josh Gordon, James White.
I would go White and Robinson, I guess.
White and Robinson. Adam Stuber let me know he's finally got a shirt on. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate that. So this dude's avatar on Twitter.
I've seen your replies, yeah.
This dude's cut. The dude's ripped. I'm like, congratulations, dude. That's,
Howard, you can be anybody you want to be on the internet. Just remember that.
That is true. But I was like, dude, put a shirt on in your next avatar here because you make me feel really bad about myself right now.
Yeah.
Darren Waller or Will Fuller? Oh, Darren Waller for Will Fuller, a trade. Would you make that? What side do you want to be on?
I want Waller. Why would I want to trade Waller right now?
I have no idea. Listen, man, I'm like Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch. I lay it out for you to play it out.
Yeah, that's fine. Even if you had Kelsey, throw Waller in your flex every week or something just no sense unless you're decimated by injury at receiver. And then you can get a better receiver than Will Fuller for Darren Waller. So
I definitely agree with that one. Let's see. Do I trade Julio or Chris Godwin to get a running back? And who should I target? His current running backs are Carson and Lindsey.
I think your running backs are okay, but why would you want to trade your top 2 receivers? Isn't there something else that you can move?
Unless somebody's going to give you, unless you're trading like Godwin for Devonta Freeman and a wide receiver and a decent wideout.
Try to buy low and like a upside running back, possibly like Freeman. Yeah. That could be had for sure. But I still feel like you're going to end up downgrading yourself for, it's almost like an even swap, right? Because you're going to end up having to bench Lindsey probably Lindsey for whatever better running back. And who's the receiver that fills in for Jones or Godwin? So just no.
Oh, Thomas Dahlman's got Hawkinson and O.J. Howard. Does he pick somebody up like Dawson Knox for this week?
No.
If Tyler Eifert's available, I would definitely pick him up.
Yeah, Eifert. I would still go with Howard. I understand, Hawkinson's is he going to play? Is he in concussion protocol? Is he out of concussion protocol?
Hawkinson shouldn't play this week. No, they're on a bye anyway. So
then even more. Yeah, right.
So it's O.J. Howard basically, or pick somebody up.
I would still stick with Howard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Look at you.
I'm a believer.
You are.
Can't all be wrong on him, right? The whole world can't be wrong on him.
Of course we can. I'm telling you, everything that we thought O.J. Howard was going to be this year is now sitting with Austin Hooper. And everything that we saw with Arizona tight ends when Bruce Arians was their head coach, right? Remember when we all thought Ricky Seals-Jones was going to be a thing back in Arizona? Garbage.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about Ricky Seals-Jones this week?
I don't, actually.
Maybe if Jarvis doesn't play, he had like 80 yards and a score last week.
He did. San Francisco, believe it or not, San Francisco ranks number 1 according to DVOA against the tight end.
See, I'm always weary of tight end defensive stats because most teams don't use a tight end. It seems like
who doesn't use a tight end?
Well, they don't feature a tight end in like their offense. So you'll have a team that has like really good numbers against opposing tight ends, and you look at their schedule and they're facing a bunch of teams that don't feature like a tight end as part of their offensive attack. So
outside of Kelsey, Kittle, Ertz, and now Waller, What's a team that does feature a tight end?
Well, that's my point, right? So, like, you see good defensive stats, you're like, all right, but, like, how do they do against the one time they faced a good tight end? That's kind of how I always try to look at those.
Right, and you're talking about an average tight end in Ricky Seals-Jones versus San Francisco.
Right. No, I mean, you're not wrong. I'm just saying, like, I always want to look a little deeper, into those matchups. I don't even know who his 49ers have played so far this year, but, Did Vance McDonald catch a touchdown against them?
Vance McDonald catches a touchdown against everybody.
Yeah.
They've played against O.J. Howard and the Bucks, Tyler Eifert and the Bengals, Big Vance McDonald and the Steelers, and they did. They gave up 2 touchdowns to Vance McDonald in that game.
So, like I said,
and they rank number 1.
Probably because O.J. Howard didn't catch a ball against them or something like that, right?
Because nobody uses them.
Yeah.
Nobody likes them.
4 catches, 5 on 5 targets for O.J. Howard that week in week 1. So, whatever. Numbers are numbers.
Whatevs. All right, I'll ask you this last question here, John. If I happen to lose the pie-in-the-face bet for a second week in a row, what kind of pie should it be?
Ooh, let's go. I'm going to go with the old Boston cream pie.
The old Boston cream pie.
As a Bostonian, so we'll go with that.
Okay, all right. I can accept that as long as you didn't say like a hot meat pie or something like that.
Nope. A nice chicken pot pie for you there.
Scalding hot chicken pot pie, please. Like we want to see the steam in the camera.
Yeah.
All right.
Gravy on top first, and there you go.
Of course. Got to get the gravy in there. Listen, that's going to do it for us here on the Thursday night live stream. Thanks so much for everybody for tuning in. Big thanks to John and Pemba for standing in for Jen Piacenti. Jen will be back on Sunday. We will kill her internet company or her internet service provider if that's not the case. Huge thanks to Matt Sells, our producer. Go enjoy the game tonight, guys. Happy week 5, and good luck.